Hey, welcome to Team Call. Is July. It isn't July 27th. Whoa, time flies, right? Okay, what to know for this week? Some important things to know. If you go into Divine Dynasty, the team page, and you check the events section, you will see that we have tons of events that are upcoming and that are going to be constantly being added, especially as we're getting into this group where we have other leaders who are stepping up and helping out, and they'll be helping host events as well. So we do have a lunch at Pinky's, and then we have workout and worship with Summer. So definitely be sure and hop in there, get all those juicy details. We will be sharing them as we get closer as well. Another thing to note is Q3 Rewards Day is September 19th. What you need to do to earn that day is to get 2 or more Success Club points, or have 500 PV in any 1 week of July and August of those 2 months. Also, mark your calendars for Saturday, October 16th. It is Beachbody's Super Saturday. Still don't know if they will be virtual or in person, so stay tuned there. If you are going on the Divine Retreat, then we will be watching Super Saturday and hosting that together. What to know for Beachbody. We have some really crazy, big, exciting announcements here. So put on your listening ears, friends. First and foremost is BOD Interactive. It is launching in September. However, in August, we are beta testing it. So it's open to anyone who has Nutrition Plus. So if you already have the subscription to Nutrition Plus, like have that membership where you get all the nutritional information, all the bonus workouts, everything like that, then girl, you're good. You don't have to do anything different. Come August, I'm assuming the 1st. Come August 1st, you should have access to BOD-I. What is BOD-I? I've had a few questions there. It is not exclusively the bike. So BOD Interactive is where you get to watch videos live. So we will be working out live with the super trainers. Autumn, Joel, we have all sorts of brand new super trainers that are coming as well. So be on the lookout. There will be workouts on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I will be sure and keep you all in the know so you aren't missing out. But if you're like, ooh, I really want to try these workouts, then make sure you sign up for Nutrition Plus by August 5th. If you sign up now, you're going to have 30 days free. So you can try all of August for free. The FAQ for that is 8646. If you are not signed up by August 5th, you will never again get a free trial to Nutrition Plus / BOD-I. Beachbody Coach Summit is going to be July 13th through 17th in St. Louis. So it's literally going to be in our stomping grounds. I hope you get your booty there. And all of those of you who are like, oh, Deidre, that's cool. I'm not local. Well, this is just a reason for you to come visit us and party. Summit really is life-changing in the community. I can't even describe. Also, what to know as we move forward. Peppermint Mocha will be launching November 2nd, so save your dollar bills, y'all. That's going to be pretty damn big. The FAQ is 8454. And we do have, along with the BOD Interactive launch, we are going to have Preferred Customer will be launching August 6th. What does this mean for you? This means if you have friends who would love a discount but do not, no way, want to coach at all whatsoever, they can sign up as a preferred customer and they can get the same discounts. They can get VIP access to new programs if they purchase those without having the coach title. And maybe this is for you if you are currently a coach and you're like, nope, I am never going to coach. I don't want to help anybody. I'm just here for me. This is also the day that you can reclassify yourself as a preferred customer. You will just go in the back office, do it there. It's really simple, really easy. You don't really have to do anything other than that. Otherwise, if you are not selling anything within a 6-month period, then September 5th, maybe, don't quote me on that date, will be the first time that Beachbody themselves will go through and reclassify. So that's what I have. I will now stop my share, because it is Summer's time to shine. I'm so excited that she is here, ready to share with us. Summer, on that note, I'm going to let you have it.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Summer. I have been a Beachbody coach. I guess I'm a baby Beachbody coach. I've only been doing it for about 7-8 months. I've been a customer only a little longer than that. I have loved Beachbody. I watched my mom doing it growing up. So it's always just kind of been an avenue of, I don't know, just it's been in my sight. So I'm glad that I have found it for myself and found it in a way that I don't even really know how to explain. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. A lesson in letting go. So before this new season in my life, I was a mental health therapist for several years, had some tragic things happen in that season in my life. And I am now in a place of so much excitement and so much joy. And I honestly have this program, these women, this community to thank for that. Because without saying yes to myself a year ago, I don't think I would have been able to let go of some of the hurt, right? Some of the trauma. Like, I wouldn't have had the confidence to focus on myself. I was always giving and giving and giving. I was giving to my clients. I was giving to my family, right? I was giving to friends. I was constantly pouring myself, filling everybody else's cup, but never filling mine. So when this came into my life, I knew it was time for me to look at the areas in my life that were pulling me down, dragging me down, right? That were holding me back into the point, like, what I didn't even know what my potential could be. I didn't even know what I could say yes to, right? Because I hadn't even said yes to myself in the most simplest way, right? Like, if you can't even say yes to yourself in taking care of yourself by moving your body, right? Going on a walk. Like, if you can't say yes to cutting out Coke for a month, if you can't say yes to, and those things may not be super simple, right? But if you don't have the discipline to say, okay, I need to let something like that go because I know that something else can replace it that is going to fuel me more, right? If you don't have the discipline to do that, how are you going to have the discipline to let go of the larger things in your life that are really holding you down and that are really setting you back? And how do you know the potential for your life? How do you know what you are capable of if you haven't looked at that area, right, in your life? And that can be different for so many of you, right? Not everyone, none of us are in the exact same season, right? Some of us are holding on to probably very traumatic things, situations, events that are preventing us, right? Some of us are holding on to smaller things. Like, this is just an example, I guess, currently of what happened for me. I had to go to a place of forgiveness, right? I had to forgive to be able to move forward. I didn't even know that that was something that I needed to do, right? But without this journey of really diving deep in and asking yourself the hard questions of, what do I want tomorrow to look like? What do I want next month to look like? What do I want next year to look like? And if you don't see that visual, right? If you can't see her, right? Sometimes I struggle with this too. Because when you're in a place of development and you are diving really deep into yourself, it can almost get messier than when you weren't, right? Like, when you were in a place of like contentment or even in a place of hurt, that was your normal, right? That contentment, that even that pain, that was your normal. So when you got into a point of your life where you did start to let it go and you were accepting the new was foreign, right? So your body didn't know how to handle it, right? So now you're all out of whack and all out of sorts, and it feels messier than what you had let go. So this is the cycle, right? When we let something go, We start to accept new. It feels weird and all funky. So what do we usually end up going back to? The contentment or the pain, right? We go back to that because that is what we know. That is what feels comfortable, right? Even if it's technically not, right? That's what we go back to. So if I can leave you with anything, it's that you have to, I guess, channel the messy. Like if it feels weird, if it feels like, if it makes you want to puke, if it makes your stomach hurt, if it makes your palms sweaty, if it makes you just feel like not like yourself, but you can feel like on the other side of that, there's something really special there, but it's just the hard work that takes to get to that point. So it's what are you willing to let go to be able to accept the new? And if you haven't even crossed the surface, right? If you haven't been able to say yes to the small things for yourself, the small things, and that's different for all of us, right? Because we're all in different seasons, but only you know that. But if you haven't been able to say yes to the small things, what makes you think that you're going to be able to say yes to the big things, right? So if you can look and write down the small things that you need to let go of. And that can be in your diet, that can be in your workout routine, that can be in a relationship, whatever that looks like for you. And then you got to look at the other side of it and say, okay, if I'm going to start giving myself this confidence from letting go of these small things, because I'm going to start to see a huge reward from that, right? If I can let those go, where is this going to lead me? In a really freaking cool place, right? Like a really cool place. Because in my process of personal development, yeah, it's been weird. Like it's been really freaking weird. I've had to forgive people that I didn't even necessarily knew I needed to forgive, right? I needed to ask myself questions that I didn't even know I needed to ask. I had to talk to my husband and have conversations with him that I didn't know I needed to have, right? But all of that along the way, all those little tokens of confidence have made me want to keep saying yes to weird things. Like I literally just said yes to a job that if you would have told me a year ago that I would have said yes to, I would have told you were freaking nuts. Like literally insane. If you would have told me I would have went on that retreat to Nashville, would have told you were nuts. Like there's just so many opportunities on the other side of just simply saying yes and saying yes to and letting go of things that don't serve you. There's a lot more on the other side of that. And you just gotta start the train with little steps every day. And trust me, it leads to things that you can't even see right now. Like you can't even see it. My yes to that job, I don't know what that's going to look like in a year from now. Maybe it opens more opportunity for me in another area of my life. Maybe I become successful in that. I don't know. I don't know what these yeses are leading to, but they are powerful and it feels good, right? It feels good to say yes. Say yes to you, girl, because it's worth it. It definitely is. I know I got off on a tangent there, but I think that's about it.
What a tangent. You girls and your tangents, I'm here for them. It's like straight fire to my heart. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Does anyone have specific questions or things they want to touch on with Summer?
I think it's such a powerful thing that you said to let go of the small things, because I literally had the same conversation with Deidre this morning. And I'm like, if I have this mission every day, if I can let go of something small that I'm carrying, I'm doing a good job, because I was told probably a year into my journey that I carry so many small things in my pockets every day. Like they're just weighing you down and you don't even realize it. And it's those hard conversations that you have to have. It's the people that you need to forgive. It's the things that I thought was weighing me down, or I didn't even know was weighing me down until I talked about it and I had conversations about it. And it's like, listen, this is not that big of a leap. It's just a little baby step forward. And once you take those little baby steps every day in the right direction, like everything comes back around.
And it's like, even like those of you that are on this call right now, you didn't have to get on this call, right? Like you said yes to taking a half hour out of your Tuesday. And what is that giving you, right? It's like, it's the smallest yes. Like you can meet someone new in this group, right? And you don't know what meeting that person is going to give you, right? Like I see faces in here that I got to meet in person that I would have never have got to meet before, and got to just like feel their souls, right? Like I feel like those of us that say yes to something like this, we're all weirdly connected in a way. Like there's just something about the women that say yes to something like this where we all just, to me, it feels like no judgment, no pretending. I can just show up, be me, and be accepted, right? And that says a lot about you, simply just saying yes to this. And if you can lean into that, I think it's limitless.
I just want to say I'm so proud of you. Like, I've never had a coach like under me lead a call, and I'm just like, just like, holy heck, what is happening?
Feel that way to me, right? It's just like I get to hop on and talk to just friends. It doesn't feel any kind of way. It's just
I'm just so proud of you.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
I love how you talk about how in order to feel happiness and true joy, you have to put yourself in that moment of discomfort, that moment of anxiousness, that moment of uncertainty. And that's really just brings us back to, as soon as you can like overcome it for that like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you just do it, it's worth it in that moment. And that's everything that you wrapped up for me. You gave me goosebumps so many times. This was just true to my heart, and I needed this speech today, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Also on that of like going through that, so today I was having a conversation, and I'm going through a big journey in my life. Like, I don't know how to explain it, and I was talking to my counselor about it, and she's like, but enjoy the process. But we say that so much, right? But this is such a big event, a big deal for us and our family. And she was like, yes, it's big. Yes, it's stressful, but still enjoy the moment. And she said that, you always, it's like a first big event. So your first time, you'll never have that back. But then this conversation has me thinking like every event is like that. Like every event, like you can go to Nashville 10 times, but it's always like your first and that time, because every time it's different, right? Like you'll probably go different places, be with different people. So like every event can be the first, and just live in the moment. So I know we say that a lot, but just the bigger picture of like, but for real.
Yeah. That's why mindset is everything. It's everything. If you focus more, and I know we most of us got into this for a physical transformation, but if you can spend just as much time on this as your body, you will see 10 times the body result. Because if this isn't right, your body will not follow. It won't. You have to to me, I think you should spend more time on this than your physical, because that's the catalyst for change is your mind. And when you are able to just ask yourself the hard questions, forgive, befriend, let go, accept, get in weird, messy places, it makes the other seem like cool. Why not? Because working on this is hard.
I have kind of a loaded question. So like you're talking about like letting go and like, accepting new things so you can let go of other things. Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna cry because I'm like really emotional today. So I don't even know if it's an emotional question. I'm just emotional. But like letting go, how do you know it's like the right thing? Like, how do you know you're supposed to let go of something to accept this new thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's such a loaded question. You're like, ask your therapist. I don't know. Like, but you know what, if that makes sense, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I think so. It's a loaded question, but I think you already know the answer to it. I think we know we have a lot of the answers, like within ourselves. Like, we have to learn to be able to trust our gut. We have to, like, trusting yourself is huge. And if you are in a place of questioning yourself constantly, you know, like, am I making the right decision? Is this the right direction for me? Right? If that is where your mind needs to go, that's what you need to process, is why don't you trust yourself enough to make the decision, right? It's not that you don't have, you have it within you. Like, you are all that you need to make the decision, right? Like, you know what's going to either feed you or not. And if there is something that is causing you daily pain, daily overwhelm, daily anxiety, daily setback, if you get around it, that whatever it is, right? If you are around it and you just feel an instant like negative energy puts you down, right? If you constantly are feeling that, then you got to look at it and be like, is this something I need to let go to be able to move forward? I think the biggest thing that I would ask, you know, my clients in whatever like situation that they were going through is, how does it affect you in your day-to-day functioning, right? Does it affect your functioning to the point where it disrupts you, right? Does it knock you off your path? And if it does, then you have to look at it and figure out, how do I get back to baseline, or how do I get back to just, and everybody's baseline is different, but how do you get there is the question, and only you know that.
Thanks. That was a great answer.
You're welcome. Ask all the questions. Oh my God, I missed this.
This is literally the best. Does anyone else have other questions for Summer before we end the call?
Listen, y'all, this is free therapy, so you better take Don't be afraid.
Technically not practicing anymore, but you know.
Okay. Well, if no one has any questions, let's all take our cute selfies. I appreciate you for being here so dang much. Just taking your time.